Is it possible that someone who was once saved, the experience was genuine, and yet he lost the experience? Now, some have said that the moment you are saved, you can never lose salvation. God doesn't force us to remain saved, just like He doesn't force us to get saved. You are coming in, you have to continue.
I'm excited to welcome you to Tunde Fume YouTube channel. We ask that you please subscribe to our channel for inspirational songs, powerful messages, and content that will bless you. Please do subscribe and you will never remain the same again. God bless you.
Outdated salvation, the expired. Is it possible that someone who was once saved, the experience was genuine, and yet he lost the experience? Now, that's the point we need understanding. Some have said that the moment you are saved, you can never lose salvation. But that's not true. In Matthew chapter 24, verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. You have the initial salvation. You have the continual salvation. Then you have the final salvation, shall be saved. There are people who are saved now who may not be saved finally. Why? They do not endure unto the end. They do not continue to the end. So you can be saved and still be lost. Let no one deceive you. You can be in and still be out. It's not all the Israelites that left Egypt that got into Canaan. It's not all the people that were once saved that kept being saved. Here is Samson. The Lord promised and prophesied that He will deliver Israel. He had a purpose for his life, but that man didn't fulfill the purpose of his life. He missed it. Here is Demas. He was an apostle's assistant now, but eventually he missed it. Here is Judas. He was saved. In fact, the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 19, it told Jesus said, you have your name in the book of life. That's verse 20. After he cast out demon like the other disciple. After his name was written in the book of life like the other disciple. And yet, Judas went to hell. He went headlong into hell. The record is given that he committed suicide. The record is given that he was counted out. Somebody said Judas was not genuinely saved. No, he was saved. How do we know he was saved? Jesus himself said, all of them that you gave to me have I kept, except the son of perdition. That means he chose to be. He could have been kept. He went out of the kingdom. He left the Lord. God doesn't force us to remain saved, just like He doesn't force us to get saved. You are coming in, you have to continue. In Romans chapter 13, verse 11, and that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation, final salvation, nearer than when we believe. When we believe, we were saved. But there is still another salvation. If you don't continue in salvation, you will not get into the final salvation. So it's not all that were saved that will be eventually saved in the final salvation. There is a salvation of now, but then there is a salvation of then. Will you be kept saved from the initial salvation to the continual salvation to the final salvation? Only those who need to continue. John chapter 8, verse 31. And Jesus then said Jesus to the Jews who believe on Him, if you continue in my words, then are ye my disciples indeed, if you continue. In John chapter 15, verse 9, as the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Continue ye in my love. You must continue. And then in James chapter 1, verse 25, but whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, you must continue. He be not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work. Because he's a doer of the word. A doer of the word, now a doer of the work. This man shall be blessed in his deed. For those who continue from the initial salvation to the continuous salvation, they will have the final salvation. But